Pada malam ini, Anugerah Dagangan Dalam Negeri 2020 adalah merupakan yang belum kali diadakan sebagai tanda penghargaan dan ucapan terima kasih kerajaan di atas peranan penting yang dijalankan oleh pemain industri sebagai barisan harapan ekonomi domestik negara. Untuk makluman hadirin sekalian, HPIF 2020 pada kali ini melibatkan sebanyak 23 kategori. Dengan pelaksanaan HPIF 2020, ianya diharap dapat menjadi pemangkin serta motivasi kepada barisan harapan ekonomi agar bekerja dengan lebih gigih dan penuh kesungguhan pada tahun 2021.
Hello everyone, selamat pagi DXN. Good morning everyone, magandang umaga and namaste to all DXN family. Apa khabar semua? How are you? Siapa khabar semua orang? And thank you so much for all the greetings. Okay, thank you so much. Saya nampak ramai yang greet saya. Good morning, thank you so much. And keep continue to greet me. Because malam ni kita ada very very special topic in our health and product in focus. Kita akan bercerita tentang diabetes. Okay, we will tell everything about diabetes so that to gain awareness so that you aware about this disease. Because sometimes people not aware about the disease and ada juga orang yang tak tahu yang mereka menghadapi diabetes. Itu yang kita tak nak. Jadi sama-sama kita belajar tentang diabetes tonight. Okay, dan sebelum saya jemput our guest speaker for tonight, Mr. Ganesh, saya ingin memberikan anda beberapa updates. Okay, but before that, please help me with tolong saya paling senang untuk membantu saya untuk like, comment and share this Facebook live. Alright? And comment too. Thank you so much for all the comments. And you can tag your member, your prospect as well. Family ke, tag them. Okay. And also paling penting to share this Facebook live. Okay. Kongsikan sebanyak mana pun tak kisah. Kongsikan banyak-banyak. Alright. Sebab kita live in Facebook DXN Malaysia and also YouTube page DXN Malaysia. Jadi mana-mana saja anda watch this uh, live, you can keep continue to share this live. Alright. Kongsikan banyak-banyak, tak ada limit. Alright. Okay. Dan saya ingin memberikan updates of course in our new home di SN Cyberville. Okay, inilah rumah yang kita banggakan di SN Cyberville di Cyberjaya. Okay, mungkin ada yang lagi yang tak datang lagi di SN Cyberville. You are all welcome to our new home di SN Cyberville kerana kita sudah operate 100%. Nak beli barang boleh, nak tengok experience gallery boleh, nak visit hall kita boleh, macam-macam ada. Okay, datang sini kerana ini adalah rumah baru kita, rumah kita semua. Alright, dibuka setiap hari. Dan saya nak bagikan, kongsikan aktiviti yang kita akan lakukan di DSN Cyberville. Okay, salah satunya kita ada aktiviti yang sangat menarik. Saya harap anda semua sudah bersedia. Okay, kita ada keluatan Trio on Fire. Dekat mana? Di DSN Cyberville. 17 hari bulan 7/2022 hingga 2 hingga 5 petang. Okey, kita ada 3 trio. Kita ada Gold Diamond Siti Rohani, kita ada ESSD Miss Jovan Dubayan dan juga TD Nurul Zainal. Okay, kita ada 3 trio on fire on that day. Kita nak highlightkan our new products DSN Chicken Rice and also DSN Tomato Rice. Kalau nak belajar how to innovate your food menggunakan DSN products to come at our DSN Kitchen Trio on Fire. Okay, dan jangan lupa untuk register. Scan the barcode to register and you can WhatsApp SNT to register also 018-470-4887. Okay, jom datang sebab kita ada sangat special hari tu. 7 hari bulan kita ada sesuatu yang sangat special. Jadi nantikan bersama-sama dan jangan lupa untuk register. Okay, selain tu kita juga ada aktiviti lain. Kita ada Extra Qualifiers Gathering juga pada bulan ini 23 Julai. Ini terbuka untuk Extra Cream dan juga Extraordinary Reward Qualifiers. Anda hanya perlu mengkualifikasikan diri anda pada cycle-cycle tertera di poster dan jangan lupa untuk register. Ini penting. Nak datang kena register ataupun WhatsApp SNT untuk register. Alright, 2 hingga 6 petang 23 Julai di DSN Cyberville. Dan paling dinanti-nantikan oleh semua orang, kita punya anniversary celebration yang ke-29 tahun. DSN dah 29 tahun dan terus berkembang. Jadi kita nak celebrate anniversary DSN pada 11 hari bulan September 2022 di DSN Cyberville. Jadi tiket akan dijual dan akan dibuat announce later. Jadi get ready untuk datang di DSN Cyberville. Alright, nak cerita sikit tentang our new products. Our new products DSN Lindsay Black Tea dan juga DSN Niceman Black Tea. Kepada anda semua yang tak cuba lagi, anda kena cuba Lindsay Black Tea dan juga Niceman Black Tea. Sangat sedap sebab ia bukan teh biasa, dia teh hitam, black tea. Yang sangat aroma dia sangat sedap lah. Macam tu lah. Dan yang ni kita ada dua jenis lah, black tea kita, green tea dan juga Lion's Man. Okay, dalam pack sachet, jadi anda boleh bawa ke mana-mana saja. It's really convenient to carry. Alright. Okay, jadi sebelum berasa macam dah banyak cakap, jadi kita nak welcome our guest speaker for tonight. Jadi anda semua, you can keep continue to share this Facebook Live, and also you can tag your members ramai-ramai untuk mereka lebih aware, because mana kita akan cerita tentang diabetes. Okay. Jadi mungkin ada kat luar sana yang tak tahu je ada diabetes, ataupun ada yang antara ahli keluarga ataupun rakan-rakan yang mempunyai diabetes. So kita sama-sama gain awareness about this disease. Alright. Jadi before sebelum panjang lagi saya cakap, saya akan invite our guest speaker for tonight, Mr. Ganesh, untuk bercerita tentang diabetes. Okay, let's us all welcome Mr. Ganesh. Hello, happy good morning.
Hi, good morning. Shah, how are you?
I'm good, Mr. Ganesh. I
Yeah,
feel
boleh
great.
dengar.
Okay, malam ni saya tak sabar nak bercerita. Boleh nak dengar cerita tentang diabetes. Jadi Mr. Ganesh, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Very good. So baru balik dari
Oh,
Cyberville kan?
Good.
So, yeah.
Yes. Okay, malam ni kita akan bercerita tentang diabetes. Jadi Mr. Ganesh, are you ready?
Yeah, we can go. I'm ready.
Yes, let's go. For the diabetes, kita akan cerita everything about diabetes tonight. Okay?
Yeah.
Sebelum tu Mr. Ganesh,
Yeah.
ada diabetes ke?
Tak ada Shah.
Adakah Mr. Ganesh? Okay.
Kita sehat.
Okay, jadi kita
Sehat
bagi
because of
awareness.
our gynotherapy, keep us sehat all the time.
Yes. So malam ni kita akan bagi awareness dekat orang kat luar sana about diabetes. Alright, so let's go to the presentation of diabetes.
Okay, let's begin.
Let's begin.
All right. Hi everyone. Hi, and I hope everyone is fine, and very glad to once again in our monthly health product in focus for July 2022, which is for this month. The topic is quite crucial topic. It is very important topic to get to know, which is the month of World Diabetes Day. Right. So health product in focus for this month is a really important topic. So I'm very happy and hope everyone can bear with me just for at least an hour to discuss and share about something very important information about the diabetes. Right. So the World Diabetes Day. I see the key that's written here: access to a diabetes care is now or never. Maksud dia, the meaning is the very deep meaning here, to access the diabetic care, to get the information on how to care on diabetes, the management. You want to get it now or never. Kalau tak dapat sekarang, memang tak akan ada selepas ini kalau kita dah terima diabetes. Alright, so before on anything, if on the World Diabetes Day, we would like to highlight on the diabetes in Malaysia. Kalau kita tengok ratio di mana 1 in 5 adults in Malaysia have diabetes. That's about 3.9 million people aged 18 years and above. Okay. Kalau di kalangan ratio, kalau ada 5 orang, out of the 5 is adults in Malaysia have this diabetes. That means it's quite serious to say that 3.9 million people whose age is 18 years and above is having diabetes. So this reference is from the National and Morbidity Survey. So just to take note of this, right? And kita tengok trend, the diabetes trend from 2011 to year 2019, whereby it is increased. Okay, from the 2011 to 2019. Kita tengok di sini the graph which is showing that people did not know that they have diabetes. They don't aware, di mana it's increased from 4 to 8.9, and have been diagnosed with diabetes is about 7.2 to 9.4. So the point is telling that it has been increased and it is keep increasing. So the prevalence of diabetes by age group, kita tengok ikut kategori umur, di mana it's showing that the person who did not know about they have diabetes and people who have been diagnosed with the diabetes, it's also very high and it's increased. Right? So before anything, diabetes is a disease that occurs when your blood glucose, also called blood sugar, is too high. The blood glucose is our main source of energy. It comes from the food that we eat. Okay? So it's very simple. Diabetes knows about the diabetes. We know it's about pinching manis. It's about anything to do with whatever that we eat in manis. Right? So not only that, so we will go through later, whereby the main source of the energy, anything that the main source of the energy and comes from the food that we eat, it's become the blood glucose in our body. Whereby it's when it's getting too high and will become diabetes. That's the key point here. Okay. So we want to talk about this. One of the uh, important things that we have to know about blood glucose when the moment we have diabetes. The things comes next is the insulin. Okay, insulin is the hormone that made by the pancreas. So normally the pancreas releases the insulin to help our body to store and use the sugar that from the food that we eat to be used for the energy. So it's telling that uh, the part, that the important part, the gland that is keep in our body, it's actually an automated system whereby it can secrete the hormones called insulin to help us. Okay, this enzyme is actually to help us to break down the sugar, the fat ataupun the starch that in the body, so that it can be balanced in the body. The moment we don't have this insulin, then it become diabetic. Okay, so two roles that important about the pancreas is here is the dual role. Actually, the main functions of the pancreas is actually is having two important role, which is helping on the endocrine system and exocrine system. So we have to know that this hormones is helping to give insulin. The other one is actually produce the enzyme whereby to help the digestive tract untuk kita punya metabolism balance. So that's actually the two things. The moment we have imbalanced insulin ataupun insulin resistance, then it becomes diabetes. It's actually a bit tricky to understand about diabetes. The moment we go get more info about it, we try to understand, then it will be very easy. We see the process, how the digestion systems works, then we know how the diabetes actually happen. So that's about the diabetes, that's about the insulin. Okay. So diabetes is actually one of the following. It happens when the pancreas does not produce any insulin, or when the pancreas produces very little insulin, or the body does not respond appropriately to insulin. A condition called insulin resistance. So diabetes happen when these three things happen, then diabetes happen. All right. So insulin resistance is actually when the cells in our muscles, fat and the liver, when it doesn't respond well to insulin and can't use the glucose from the blood for energy. Over time, your blood glucose level, the sugar level is go up. So this is how the chronology of the diabetes, how the diabetes happens. So the risk factor and the causes of the insulin resistance. So let's look into this. Why uh, the what that the diabetes happen. So the risk factor and the causes is actually obesity. When the moment is obese, We have the obese 1, 2, and 3. It's actually the risk. And then the inactive lifestyle, a family history of the diabetes, which is the inherited diseases. It becomes from the family, and habit of smoking or sleep problems, people with the high blood pressure or people with the hypercholesterolemia or the digestive problems. So take note on this, the important part whereby the digestion problem can cause the insulin resistance, and because of the insulin resistance, it can lead for diabetes. So look at this. This is the types of the diabetes. We have type 1, we have type 2. What is this? Type 1 is actually, type 1 is very rare cases. Huh? The type 1 is very, very rare cases, but there is some cases still because it happened uh, when very small, when it can be a congenital type also. You can say type 1 diabetes is actually 100% is on the insulin dependent diabetes. That means there's no insulin produced in the body. They have to depend on the insulin. Approximately is about 10% of all diabetes cases, type 1 diabetes, and is usually developed during the childhood and young adults. The moment the people a boy or girl when they're in the childhood, and then these things develop. Okay? It's absolute deficiency of the insulin. And that is the process of this diabetes type 1. And look at the type 2 diabetes is actually non-insulin dependent diabetes. Okay? And it's 90% of all diabetes cases. Insulin resistance and insulin deficiency, we both is there actually. And it's influenced by the genetic factors, aging, obesity, and lifestyle. So this case, I think most of this diabetic in Malaysia mostly is type 2 diabetes. All right. And this is another one hidden one, which is gestational diabetes. They call it GDM. So this happens actually when the carbohydrate intolerance with the onset during pregnancy. So people with the pregnancy, if they go to clinic kesihatan, uh, they can see the sugar will get intolerance and the sugar level will go high. So what we can see is because it's actually a temporary condition. Normally, it's a temporary condition induced by the metabolic stress because of the metabolic stress when pregnant. Okay, so actually, what will happen is hormones released by the placenta during the pregnancy. So these hormones actually when released and it get imbalanced and become gestational diabetes. And what happens if the GDM when the pregnancy is not controlled, and it can lead to fetal macrosomia. So we have to know the word of the macrosomia. What is that actually? Something is abnormal. When the baby should be in this sizes, and when the macrosomia, the newborn baby who's much larger than the normal level, it's a normal average level, it's actually a bigger baby, and it has been diagnosed more than 8 pounds or 13 ounces. It's actually a big baby. Usually, when happen and macrosomia, what will happen is the things will associate with a certain risk. Okay, this complication can be happen for maternal or fetal trauma during the birth and the neonatal hypoglycemia and the respiratory problem. What is this about? It's actually the neonatal hypoglycemia is the imbalanced sugar level, the blood sugar level, and the respiratory problems. Maybe some have some difficulty in the breathing for the baby. So this have to be take note on this GDM, which is a gestational diabetes for the pregnant mothers. Okay? And the next is the shoulder dystocia. What is this shoulder dystocia? Is actually the birth injury happen when the both baby's shoulder gets stuck inside the mother's pelvis during the laboring time, when the birth time, because the shoulder is actually get stuck inside because of the baby size is so big, right? And neonatal hypoglycemia. This is actually the level of the glucose in the blood is too low. What will happen for the baby with the very low level of the um, glucose level? This can lead to a breathing and the feeding problem. So this can be actually another complication because of the hypoglycemia. So this because of the GDM and these three things actually a risk for the baby, right? So how to manage? We manage with the diet and exercise and insulin administration. This is the normal way or the modern way of this. Actually, we are now managing with the correct diet for the baby, for the mother, and then the better exercise and the insulin administrations. Okay, so the other one is the diabetes due to the other causes, endocrine disorders. What is the endocrine disorders? Is actually the problem then can people with the diabetes develop, right? So we see over the time, high blood glucose level actually can lead to a problem such as heart disease or the stroke, kidney disease, eye problems, dental disease, nerve damage, and food problem. If we see on the diabetes, can be say as a major complications when happen diabetes and it become a major complications whereby it disturbs two things, which is the microvascular and main the macrovascular. So that's a vascular disease. Actually, it's disturb the eye. The first thing is they call it the eye. What happens is actually it can lead to a severe glaucoma or any cataract diseases, and because of the pressure, and it will disturbs the systems of the eye system, whereby we call it the high blood pressure. Actually, it damages the blood vessels. The moment the blood vessels get damaged, and it can cause the retinopathy. The moment the retinopathy, what will happen? Severe of the cataract or glaucoma happen. So this can actually can lead to the loss of the vision, right? A permanent blindness, and so on, right? And the other one, after the in the microvascular, we can see the kidney disease. We call it a nephropathy, whereby it damages the small blood vessel, and because of the kidney is overwork, and it become nephropathy. Can be a CKD or chronic kidney disease, level 2 or more. Right? It can be a severe for the kidney function, and it can lead to a dialysis. So this is another thing that commonly we can see for all the diabetes patients end up with dialysis. Right? And number three is what neuropathy. Neuropathy is the nerve damage, and normally in the peripheral system, and sometimes it starts with the pain and the numbness in the leg or hand, something like that, and it end up with the foot get wound, and it cannot be detected actually the person because it is numb. The moment it's getting numb, then we cannot detect that it's a wound in our leg, and we just let it get infect, and it can lead to a gangrene. So everyone have been, I think, heard about the gangrene, and it will ended up with amputation of the legs. All right, and look at the other side is the macrovascular. This is another vascular disease also, whereby it disturbs the brain function, end up with a stroke and cerebrovascular disease, which is leading to the heart problem and the coronary heart diseases. So all this is actually comes to one of the extremities. Can we say that it disturbs all the blood vessels? It's narrowing the blood vessels, and it will reduce all the blood circulations and the lack of the blood flow to the body. So all this actually will be ended up with a very very major problem and can lead to very serious condition for the human being. So this is about the diabetes. Diabetes can cause the four major things, and it is the micro and the macro vascular diseases. So self-management education to control the diabetes. So we have to look at the proper diet, and we take the correct food intake, we exercise, we self-monitoring of the blood pressure and the weight, the food care, smoking cessation, and the medication. This is the self-management education to control the diabetes. Right? So say no to a diabetes. So this is the phrase that we have to tell to ourselves and to everyone. So say no to diabetes. How to control this? Is that a medications, or is that about the knowledge that's supposed to be taken about the nutrition? So ways to prevent the type 2 diabetes is actually to reduce our total carbohydrate intake. So this is the important one. So it comes number one, you see, the reduce our total carbohydrate intake, because that is mostly the more energy, the highest energy food that we take, it's turned into a total carbohydrate. Okay? And we need to exercise regularly. The drink water is our primary beverage. I think water is a primary beverage. Try to lose excess weight, quit smoking, reduce our portion sizes on the food that we take, reduce the portion of the sizes, and follow a high fiber diet and minimize our intake of high processed food and take healthy diet and the food. So all this actually can help to prevent the type 2 diabetes. Okay, so it's very hard to follow all this, but if you can understand and then we practice, and I think it's become easier to take it into the routine and practice this towards to get the optimal balanced health level, and to get away from the diabetes. So let's see our DXN products for the health, for the diabetes. Okay, overall we can see heads off to DXN to come with the excellent food supplements, which helps in many ways, not only diabetes, in other diseases also, all the chronic diseases, infectious diseases, anything about diseases. Our DXN is actually have comes with wonderful creation, wonderful food systems to help us. It comes to help the human being. So let's go into this DXN products, which is ready for us to consume and to get a better health, okay, for our family, for everyone, our friends, community, and all that. Okay. So look at this, our core product, our core supplement, our core food that we have prepared is Ganoderma. Regarded as a miraculous king of herbs, Ganoderma has been used in traditional Asian medicines for thousands of years because it provides both nutritive and health benefits to the human body. It may have beneficial effects on the immune system, cardiovascular system, reproductive system, and can help treat a variety of conditions. So this is the secret of the Ganoderma. And why choose DXN Ganoderma? There is many Ganoderma out there, but out of more than 38,000 varieties of mushroom that exist, only 2,000 are suited for human consumption, in that about 200 provide health benefits. Scleroderma ranks superior among them. To achieve the highest health values, TXN combines six of the best Ganoderma lucidum varieties to produce the TXN Ganoderma via tissue culture procedure. So this is uh, the why we choose DXN Ganoderma. Okay, and let's look at these six types of that. Ganoderma is liver gano, it's a heart gano, kimshen, brain, peacock, and rui gano. All of this is DXN Ganoderma. Okay, and come to the point, we have two types of Ganoderma that we base, that comes in the DXN main, and this is the core product, which is RG and GL, Reishi Gano and Ganocilium, and I believe everyone is very familiar with both of this Ganoderma. The RG is the harvested from a 90-day of old red mushroom, and GL is a 14-day-old mycelium of Ganoderma lucidum. One is from the root, and the other one from the fruit body. Okay, look at the mycelium. What's the main function of the mycelium? It helps balance our body system for a healthier system. Okay, can we say it is a balancer? The mycelium is the reproductivity element, vegetative structure of the fungi, which can then form into a fruiting body of a mushroom. Through the mycelium, the mushroom absorbs nutrients from the environment. The mycelium provides resistance to some pathogens. The pathogen is actually the microorganism that can cause diseases. Okay, and RG and GL product. The moment is become RG and GL powder, 100% Ganoderma lucidum and Reishi Gano RG powder. This is actually a combination of GN and RG. It's provided with the flexibility in terms of the dosage quantity. Normally we use in a powder form to make a formula for the certain formula to mix up, to make mix and match with other products. Okay, we use in the RG or gel powder, or it is really convenient to use for some of the users to consume it rather than a capsule form. It's come in the powder form. Okay, this is the Richelieu powder. It's actually the mixture of both RG and GL. It's a balanced mixture of mycelium and the fruit body of the Ganoderma lucidum. Right? This form is actually a pre-mixed powder mixture. It saves the user's time and it is suitable for all kind of consumers. And this is the XN microvita. It's actually specially formulated herb. It derives from a balanced mixture of the mushroom ganoderma fruit body and its mycelium. It's suitable for mega dosage powder consumption. Alternatively, it's actually the easier when we use the our shaker, and the accent shaker is especially to be found is actually very good to be used when we use the microvita or any other powder form of RGGL. So it's easy to mix and then to get consumed. And talk about DXN spirulina, there's another theory from the green theory, and can we say it's actually a algae, it's a blue-green algae, or it's actually the something that comes with a 100% alkaline-based product. It's actually major contents of protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. So what we can see is only the selected best species is cultivated. In a DXN, we have our own farm, our own cultivation, and we have the best protection that we have been found. It is actually produced in a very protected way. It's actually very in a good systems, and the processing is actually in the right way. Yeah? Can we say this spirulina is actually we have found this spirulina is actually we have found in 2 month studies, and they have made one studies in 25 people with diabetic situation, and 2 grams of the spirulina per day is actually given an impressive blood sugar level result after taking in 2 months. Okay, even for the HbA1c test, what is that HbA1c test? Is actually a average of long-term blood sugar reading in our body. So this A1C test can be assessed from our blood test. Okay, so we can see what is the average in within at least for 6 months. What are the long-term blood sugar reading in our body? This can determine whether we are diabetic or non-diabetic. Okay, so after the 2 months of this reading, 2 months of taking of 2 grams of spirulina per day, it shows that this A1C also decreased from 9% to 8%. So in our blood assessment, we can see is about 7.5. That is the threshold. The reading it should be below than 7.5, and can be said that is from anything that 9% is reduced to 8% after intake of 2 grams on daily basis. So perhaps maybe if can go on the regular basis, it can be more lower. So I believe that spirulina have something that to help on this situation. So study shows that an estimation of 1% also reduce to this reading, because the risk of the diabetes related death is about reduced to 21%. So just take note on this DXN spirulina, whereby it contains the 5 major nutrients: this protein, carbohydrate, vitamin, minerals, antioxidants, which is naturally help us on the daily intake of 2 grams of at least 2 grams of spirulina, right? So in our cultivation, there's no any pesticides or herbicides are applied, and it's suitable for children, adults, and senior citizens. We have in tablet, capsules, powder form, and cereal to suit our needs. So we can choose it. If anyone cannot go with tablet capsules or any raw powder form, we just can go to cereal need, which is actually the cereal form is actually suitable for children especially. Practice them, encourage them to give in a very early age, and this can be a routine food for them. It's a superfood actually. All right. So this is our farm. Can we say this is a farm in our in Jakarta, and this is our um, first direct selling company in Malaysia to produce spirulina from the cultivation process to the finished goods. Okay, it's naturally cultivated in a clean pond. So these are the things that they're having in the farm. Maybe we can have a visit directly, physically can see on this. And recently there is the models that has been set up in our cyber wheel, so we can have a look in cyber wheel as well. Right. So let's talk about this androgy. Okay, androgy is actually herbs. We call in scientific we call andrographis manipulator. It's actually herbs that derive from both Ayurveda and traditional Chinese medicines. It has been really widely been used in Chinese traditional medicine and Indian traditional medicine. Well, Okay, what is the main function of this enterographies or enterogy? It is actually attributed with such activity like liver protection. Enterogy help to fight our infections and can reduce the length of a cold. So, enterogy have a very wide function for the body. It's actually can call anti-diabetic as well. Okay, enterographies works to control a major complication. Because the androgy have one of the important bioactive components in androgy, we call it andrographolite. So this andrographolite is actually works as the anti-diabetic to reduce the blood sugar level, right? And this DXN roselle juice or tablet, the powder, we have three forms of DXN roselle juice. Is actually the natural source of vitamin C. Okay, and DXN roselle juice is specially made from the extract of roselle salicylic. It contains vitamin C, calcium, carbohydrates, iron, and sodium. DXN roselle juice is a refreshing and a healthy beverage suitable for everyone, and it's also available in tablet and powder form. Right. So this is how the roselle is actually the juice has been made. This the flower from the plant. Okay. And roselle also contains a flavonoid. The flavonoid is an antioxidant. It helps to prevent damage to cells by suppressing the free radicals. So that means when it comes to a free radical or damage to the cell is actually can be considered for the cancer. It's a anti-cancer. Actually, flavonoids are good for the heart and also known for their anti-inflammatory health benefit as well as the support for the immune system. It helps to detoxify tissue, damaging the molecules. It helps to detoxify tissue, which is damaging the molecules. Flavonoids are believed to have been linked with the decreased risk of certain types of cancers. So it is very helpful to be used as the natural source of vitamin C, which is water soluble base, so can be comes and can be consumed on daily basis. So talk about this DXM Mankudu, which is uh, the Morinzi, comes in a capsule form. So this Mankudu is actually a capsule which is 350 mg, and it's a better option and convenient for those who cannot tolerate the pungent smell of noni to enjoy its benefits. The Morinda citrifolia, there's a scientific name for our Morinzi, the noni fruit. So because if you go for the Morinzi, the original fruits, actually they smell quite not so favorable for everyone to consume it. So the Mukudu capsules is actually helping us for our uh, daily intake. It produced under the GMP certified production environment to meet the quality and safety standards. So this is about GXN Mankudu capsules. And molluscus, the natural statin, okay, it's actually a fermented glutinous rice by the red yeast rice, and the scientific name is Monascus papyrus. Commonly, this appears in its natural red maroon color and is known as red yeast rice or Hongku. So, DXM Monascus is actually the natural statin can be used for any cholesterol management, especially. Okay. So DXN micro veggie, okay, let's fill our belly with less calories. So this is what we call just now to practice with high fiber diet. So DXN micro veggie have wonderful 23 types of vegetables and the herbs that they mix and then it's pre-mixed actually and it's ready to use on daily basis. It has a very high fiber and all the natural ingredients is there. So it contains vegetable and various types of mushrooms and spirulina, green tea, mulberry leaf, ginkgo leaf, noni leaf, fruits, herbs, and selection of spices. It's high in both soluble and insoluble fiber. It's low in fat, sugar-free, cholesterol-free. It's the best of high quality fiber. So this is another food that we can consider for our daily intake, and it's actually help on our digestion system, whereby indirectly it helps our um, what we call it the systems to produce to process certain food that we take on daily. So to serve better, use our DXN shaker to prepare it. Right? So thank you. So I think this is the end of the topic for today's sharing. So I would to say thanks to everyone to just to get together and get this information on the diabetes. And so I pass the session to Shah. Shah, please.
Okay, jap. Alright.
Hi.
Dewi tadi, so welcome back. Hi, Mr. Ganesh. So welcome back to
Hi, Shah.
last session. Kita cerita everything about diabetes, and thank you so much, Mr. Ganesh, for your
Yes.
wonderful sharing about diabetes.
Okay.
Alright,
Yes, Shah.
so Mr. Ganesh, saya nak tanya sedikit. Biasa tak deal dengan diabetic patient?
Yes, yeah, that's one of the wonderful questions, whereby the current working style di mana kita memang attach with the health management dengan health association, institute, the clinics and all that. Memang kita berhadapan dengan pesakit kencing manis ataupun diabetes on can we say every day. Because they comes under the
Alright.
monitoring. So kita monitor our patients on what we call it on the blood assessment, on the monitors, on the consultations and all that. Memang boleh katakan very high ratio people around with the diabetic condition lah. Memang ramai.
Alright, so boleh tak kongsikan dekat kita sebab malam ni kita nak bercerita tentang awareness of diabetes. Jadi boleh
Okay.
tak kongsikan dekat kita macam mana macam mana sebab biasa jumpa dengan diabetes patient. So boleh tak ceritakan sedikit pengalaman deal with those diabetic patient?
Yeah, patient sometimes they come clinic bila ada bukan semua yang ada awareness. As the chart yang kita nampak tadi memang ramai juga yang with the diabetic tapi dia orang tak sedar. So yang sedar tu yang bila dia ada certain symptoms di badan tu, bila dia akan comes lose weight ataupun dia ada problem dengan mata ataupun yang tadi ada saya terangkan dengan micro and macrovascular, di mana ada problem dengan certain vascular diseases, dia orang akan datang untuk check up. Don't kita pun go lah with the first level of the test is the blood assessment lah, di mana bacaan darah tu memang kita boleh tahu sama ada this person is a diabetic ataupun tidak. So the best is the HbA1c test. The A1c test akan determine whether we are diabetic ataupun tidak. Ataupun kadar bacaan gula untuk daily. Kita ambil fasting ataupun non-fasting lah. So kita akan, di sana kita boleh tahu untuk katakan untuk seminggu. Kita boleh test sugar tolerance test dan di mana kita boleh tahu sama ada kita ada risiko untuk menghadapi diabetik ataupun tidak. Lagi satu is the genetic inheritance. Kalau kita family history tu memang ada diabetic history, then better to have this test ataupun assessment on at least sekali dalam setahun. So bacaan gula tu kita boleh tahulah. So kalau diabetes, kita kena go for the controlling method ataupun before ada diabetes itu kita boleh manage. Ataupun sugar imbalance dalam stage yang awal-awal kita boleh buat reversal. Di mana yang kita katakan tadi kan dalam management of the diabetes to prevent. Kita boleh gunakan cara-cara untuk prevent. So the answer is DXN. So DXN we have all types of this nutrition ataupun functional food yang memang sangat-sangat membantu untuk kita menghindari daripada this diabetes punya complications lah.
Yes, the solution is DXN yang akan membantu anda. Alright, jadi boleh tak kongsikan dengan kita macam mana nak check sugar apa level of sugar in your blood?
Oh, okay. Untuk cara pemeriksaan tu memang sekarang kita dah ada glucometer. Maybe kalau yang nak takut tu kalau nak pergi klinik ataupun ke hospital bolehlah pergi ke mana-mana institut ataupun what we call it pharmacy also they have to do this test self test ataupun kita sendiri boleh beli dia punya glucometer tu. So now kita memang encourage to every one house to have one glucometer dan belilah brand yang betul-betul tu sebab sometimes bacaan dia tak betul, tak accurate, non accurate. Baru-baru ni Kementerian Kesihatan memang galakkan untuk adakan peranti yang diiktiraf oleh KKM. So let's have the right device to assess your blood sugar level. So you just poke and then you can get at least untuk seminggu kita boleh monitor. So kalau ada bacaan tu yang kurang senang tu, tolonglah datang dan jumpa pakar ataupun the doctors to get the better idea macam mana nak manage balik untuk to get a better one lah, daripada pergi sesat dan we do something else atau kita just buat tak tahu dan dia akan jadi satu major complications in our body lah. So cara nak test tu maybe Syah boleh tahu lah, Syah beli satu glucometer dan kita cucuk dan test dekat rumah.
Boleh kan cocok tengok darah. Kalau tak cocok tak tahu tahap gula. Jadi jangan takut-takut sebab kalau kita tak cuba tak ambil tahu kita tak tahu dan nanti kan bila dah teruk diabetes baru nak ambil insulin ke, kalau boleh janganlah macam tu kan.
So the best way is the holistic practice di mana di XN we are actually practicing the holistic method. Kita gunakan sumber makanan yang disediakan oleh DXN, how to manage it. Okay, di bawah kita ada association on just to nak bagi tahu sikit info on our association di bawah what is that, Dr. Siva Kumaran. Memang we have IRHOL they have IRHOL Persatuan Pengamal Iridologi Holistik Malaysia. di mana kita memang buat pemeriksaan kesihatan keseluruhan. It's actually one of the beautiful non-invasive diagnosis method. Dari sana kita boleh nampak gaya that we can predict actually the person can have diabetic or not, ataupun the person maybe have ended up with sugar imbalance ataupun risiko penyakit-penyakit lain. So this diagnosis method kita pakai, kita tak pakai apa-apa cucuk darah ke or anything else. We have this method di bawah naungan Dr. Siva Kumaran. So we have this and we do our regular checkup in Cyberwheel as well. So I need this my responsible to giving this information to everyone out there. Come to Cyberwhale. We have everyday based checkups. Maybe can have more information with Cyberwhale on the checkup. So please datang dan adakan pemeriksaan kesihatan di sana. Right? From there kita akan consult dan kita akan bagi recommendation with our gynotherapy system, how to prevent, how to manage our health, ataupun orang yang sudah ada diabetes, maybe they can have this better idea to control it, to get in a proper way. Right.
Alright, thank you so much, Mr. Ganesh, for the very wonderful sharing. I hope people out there will learn and more aware about diabetes. Okay.
Yeah.
Kalau rasa ragu-ragu dengan tahap kesihatan, just check your blood sugar level. Okay, jangan tunggu sampai sakit tu makin teruk ke kita tak nak macam tu. Alright, so thank you so much once again, Mr. Ganesh. So before we end this session, any last word from Mr. Ganesh?
Yeah, the thing is, there's no any last word. Is actually a forever words lah. Okay, can come to our DXN world and then come and get to know ataupun dengar sharings and then walk into Cyberville at least. We have all the information, all the experts out there to help you guys, help everyone. Now ambil the knowledge of the DXN genotherapy, whereby the genotherapy is actually helping in many ways for the people with the diseases ataupun for the better health, for the optimum health level. So try to get more information, understand the concept of genotherapy and consume the product, share the product to everyone. Let's encourage everyone to come to our DXN genotherapy system, the Ganoderma, okay. And not only Ganoderma, the incomparative with the other products that are found under the DXN products actually completely for human health system. So that's my word. So I would say to everyone, thank you so much, Shah, and thank you so much to DXN for the wonderful platform that kita can prepared on our what we call it on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, and all that. So this thing can spread to everyone, and everyone can benefit out this. Okay? Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you so much once again, Mr. Ganesh, for the very wonderful sharing about diabetes. And pada semua orang, let's be aware about this disease. Okay, jangan pandang rendah dan jangan ambil mudah saja dengan this disease. Alright, so thank you so much for watching, and just nak update activities untuk bulan hadapan, dan kita ada RTE Food Forum dan juga International Motivation minggu depan. Okay, jangan lepaskan, dan juga kita ada DSN Kitchen at DSN Cyberville. Okay, jangan lupa untuk daftarkan diri anda di DSN Trio on Fire DSN Kitchen at DSN Cyberville. Alright, so thank you so much everyone, and thank you so much for making DSN as your way of life. And see you in the next live, and happy good morning DSN. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.